So taking decisions on evidence, everything, or starting to thinking differently once you become knowledgeable with cybersecurity. So this is my agenda for today. I will give a small introduction. Then we can go ahead and discuss about the key threats and defenses. We will also discuss about what else apart from network security, risk management, ethical hacking. Is there anything else also? And we will also look into the top cybersecurity roles and what employers want in the year 2025. And we will finish it off with a Q&A session. So again, let's start off with a quick poll. I know some of you might have been a victim of cyber attack, but I want you to raise your hand and say how many of you have been ever a victim of cyber attack. And if at all you feel that, yeah, I was, you can just type it in the chat box with a small text mentioning what kind of cyber attack it was. Was it a phishing email or a WhatsApp social media hacking or like your website hacking or like the bank transactions getting hacked, anything? You can just type it in the chat box and you can let me know.
Sorry to pitch in, sir. Please,
Yes.
I would request you to please increase your voice a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Somebody says fishing. Okay. Fishing again, once again. Another person also says fishing. Yes, don't mind the background. Always mind to my voice. Don't mind the background. Malware. Okay. Malware. Fishing, 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 fishing. Okay, so a lot of fishing. Great. So I understand that. So that's what we are going to look into today's session also. We will see, cybersecurity isn't a far off concept, right? It touches everybody. So it affects you, it affects me, it affects bank people, it affects enterprise people, everybody, right? So we need to know what are the key threats and how you can go ahead and try to protect against it, because this is what is happening in the year 2025. So the first one is AI powered phishing. Imagine you are getting an email from your HR manager, let's say with a link to a new benefits portal. Let's say they are issuing you insurance, they are issuing you some health benefits, and so on. The email uses your company logo and also your name, and the sender's name is correct, right? But it's actually a bot. It is trained to exploit your trust. So AI defined phishing attacks are nothing new, right? Attackers now craft hyper personalized emails. They can create personalized emails using data that they obtain from your organization, maybe from your social media, maybe from public sources. So these emails will mimic how your actual organization's email will look like, right? So this is one. And the next one is that is emerging a lot is deep fake social engineering. So social engineering, if you do not know, means you are trying to, yeah. So you're trying to befriend somebody, you're trying to gain the trust of somebody, and actually to exploit something out of them. Maybe some confidential information, maybe some passwords, maybe something like that, maybe even monetary benefit. So social engineering nowadays they have started to use this deepfake technology that allows attackers to clone your voice, to clone realistic faces with videos, right? So you can assume something like that. So imagine you get a video call from your CEO, your organization CEO, who is urgently requesting access to a protected document. So and it looks like it is genuine. So what will you do? You will definitely go ahead and try to attend to it at the first. You will not start questioning, hey, can you give me your ID? Can you show me your ID? Can you prove me that you are my CEO? You don't do that initially, right? So it happens, deepfake social engineering. There was this example in 2023, I suppose, in Hong Kong. There was a bank which was tricked into transferring a lot of amount after employees received a deepfake video call that appeared to be from their chief financial officer. So it happens. Then there is a concept of ransomware as a service. So gone are the days when hackers needed to be highly technical. So with ransomware as a service, I can go to a marketplace like a dark web and I can say, hey guy, can you try to give me a tool that can hack somebody's computer? I want this specific tool like this to work, like this to work, and I can ask them to create it for me and I can pay them. So they will give me the complete user guide, complete dashboards, and all the data that the ransomware will go and fetch it from the affected systems. So this is very, very crucial. So this democratizes cybercrime. So cybercrime is given into the hands of dark people also, and it leads to an increase in attacks, especially when you can just go and buy it from somebody or rent it from somebody. Right. So they get mostly targeted for small or medium businesses, and you can just check it in the internet. There are a lot of examples on how people have went ahead and bought ransomware as a service, and they have affected systems. And next up is one of the interesting topics, IoT vulnerabilities. So nowadays we are more connected than ever. Smart homes, smart TVs, smart refrigerators, smart air conditioners, smart cars, EV produced smart cars. So even the refrigerators, why do we need AI in refrigerators? So they are now part of the cluster called Internet of Things. When you make a device connect to the internet, or when you can control it via the internet, it becomes part of the structure of Internet of Things. So many of these devices, they come built with software only during the production time. They don't get updated at all. So can any of you here who is owning a smart TV go and type it in the chat box and tell me that, hey, I have updated my software only recently. My TV got updated with a new patch only recently. No, you can't. So it will be very, very less. Maybe if you use Chromecast or Apple TV products like the Fire Stick and so on, you will see the updates are being pushed out, but not for the devices, like the primary devices, like your TVs, refrigerators, ACs, and so on. And the last one, which is always going to be present, supply chain attacks. So what is a supply chain? You can think of supply chain as something from the start to the end. So if some business is creating a product and if it is going to deliver it to an end person, all the parties involved from the beginning till the end is what you call it as a supply chain. And if anywhere IT infrastructure is being used, and if any attack is going to happen on any of these IT infrastructure, be it your vendors. So maybe I'm getting some raw materials from one of the third party vendors. The third party vendors do not have their security properly built. So instead of attacking me directly, the hacker can go and attack my vendor, and then he can, through the vendor, access me. So the vendors will have access to my network, right? If I'm going to use them for my production or use them for my own product development. So hackers will insert malware or vulnerabilities into the vendor's product, into the vendor's component or the software that your company will go and trust and maybe go and install it, right? So this is also one of the crucial key threats. Now, fine. So we saw about supply chain, AI-driven phishing, and IoT, everything. Now, how are you defending yourself as of now? As of the present situation, like how are you defending they monitor your systems 24/7. They detect the anomalies and stop the threats in real time. So you might have heard about an organization called CrowdStrike, which is the which is one of the leading companies which produce or which gives endpoint security solutions. Right. So tools that are used by organizations like CrowdStrike, they use machine learning, they use AI to recognize suspicious behaviors even if it's a 0-day threat the system has never seen before. like the threat is going to be born today, then our defense systems should also be ready. So AI driven threat detection is also having a lot of scope, which is currently being developed by many organizations like Palo Alto. Excuse me. So like Palo Alto, like CrowdStrike, and even by Microsoft. Microsoft has a tool called Sentinel, Microsoft Sentinel, which also uses AI powered security. And the second topic is zero trust architecture, which means you are entering into a building. Let's say you are entering into a house and you enter a pin to enter your house, just like how you enter a hotel. You need to swipe your card at the hotel entrance for the door to open, right? Assume something like that for your home or for your office. I'm pretty sure for your office or like big corporations, they implement this. You swipe it, then even if you want to go to the cafeteria, you need to swipe it again. Even if you want to go to some other floor, you need to swipe it again. So it's like a building where every room requires a swipe. Even if you are already inside the building, from the outside, you swiped and again came in. So zero trust means never trust anybody, always verify everybody. Every access request is treated as a new request and as a potentially vulnerable request. So no one, not even the administrator who is inside your network, is automatically trusted. So this kind of approach limits any new threats that might arise from your organization, right? So you're stopping even within your organization itself. And next step is real-time behavioral analysis. So modern firewalls, next generation firewalls, they don't just look at files and packets. So firewalls are nowadays equipped to even look inside your files and packets, right? So they look at the behavior instead. So what if this packet reaches the destination? How will it look like? So if a user suddenly downloads 10 GB of data at 3 a.m., maybe you from your organization, so your organization's firewall will go ahead and block it because that is not normal, right? So nobody goes and downloads a 10 GB of data at the afternoon, right? So sorry, at the early morning, at 3 a.m. in the morning, not 3 p.m. So your firewall at your organization will analyze this and it will know that, hey, this is not normal. So nobody goes and downloads this much amount of data during the night time. So I'm going to stop this connection. I'm going to block it. So these systems, they learn what is normal and they react to abnormal instantly, right? And the fourth topic is cloud native security. Nowadays, you have all the organizations moving to cloud. So everywhere, everything is cloud. Okay. And just give me a moment. I'm just checking in on something. Okay. So every organization is nowadays moving into cloud. So even if you're a small or a medium business enterprise, or even if you're a large enterprise, everybody is moving into cloud. So you have to have solutions that are built specifically for cloud and for nothing else. So previously, what did you have? You might have had antiviruses, you might have had firewalls that are specifically built for your computers, right? But you can't take it and you can't apply it for a cloud architecture because that architecture is different. You can't, take something that works and apply it to something else and look that it will work or feel that it will work. No, you have to have specific cloud-based security. Okay. So that is what cloud native security is. And many organizations are developing cloud native security as we speak or during this year of 2024 and 2025. A lot of solutions are there. Even the big players like Microsoft, they have moved to AI, like SharePoints, and even Google, they go to Google Cloud Workspace, and Amazon, they provide everything in Amazon Web Services, everything, right? And the last point is very, very important, cyber resilience planning. So what does this mean? So resilience planning prepares for attacks before they happen. So the goal isn't just prevention, it's how you can come back even if it's prevented or even if you get a damage, right? So how fast can you detect? How fast can you isolate? How fast can you recover? That is also there. Okay? So that is all about your defense, like what are the current defense techniques that are going on and what should be done, like what are being developed, like you can foresee in the future also. Great. Fine. So behind the firewall, behind your traditional firewall, your traditional antiviruses, what else do you see? Right? We have the network security concept wherein you deploy firewalls, deploy intrusion detection systems, VPNs. Everybody uses VPNs. You go and connect to a VPN to access a particular website, to access a particular resource. Right? So this provides an encrypted layer wherein you can go and do something, right? That is obviously restricted in the first point. Wireless security. Even if you're using your mobile phones, you connect to a Wi-Fi and you need to make sure your Wi-Fi connection is encrypted. If it is not encrypted, anybody can capture those communication and they can see what's inside it. If you don't provide encryption, right? So we have been using the concept of network security. And we are also using, like nowadays, all the organizations are using the risk management concept also. You might have heard from your organization, from your CISO, from your CISA, what is risk management? So assessing the risks and providing, like, you are complying to the risk, be it GDPR or be it in ISO to 27001 concept that I have just displayed here. So these are some generic compliance rules that you need to follow or your organization needs to follow so that you assess your risks and you are being ready to manage the risks. Right? And then comes business continuity. Yes, if you're assessing your risk and if you're very well prepared for the risk, your business will continue or it can bounce back faster, even if there is a damage or even if there is an attack. And the last but not the least, ethical hacking. So people nowadays go and hire a lot of ethical hackers and they pay well also. It's not like only hackers get paid a lot or they earn a lot. Even ethical hackers are nowadays on large lookout. So people go and search for ethical hackers. They try to ask them, hey, come and attack my computer or come and attack our network. Let us know if there is something that we could go and block it so that I don't shell a lot of money for patching it later because of somebody else who can take my sensitive data. I don't have to be at fault. Please help us. Come, invest your time, investigate our systems, try to find the loopholes and tell us so that we can go and better prepare ourselves. So these are all some of the active applications on how your vulnerabilities are being blocked by organizations. Right. So here are some of the top cybersecurity roles. So you have the analyst. Always remember the analyst would be the first level of your entry into cybersecurity field. Even if you go to any organization, like a good organization, and if you apply, you will see the bottommost layer, the bottommost role would be security analyst. So there will be level one analyst, level two analyst, then the senior analyst, then you will be the manager. So security manager, then the security architect, and so on and so on. So the levels just increase one by one. So an analyst will most likely monitor and respond to the day-to-day logs. So my system would be generating a lot of data, lot of events in a day-to-day manner. So a security analyst's job is to go ahead and filter all these events and try to find if there was a malicious event. That's the first thing. Then there is a consultant, like he could be a jack of all trades. So he can go ahead and take contractual jobs and he can say, hey, I will assess your systems. I will give you mentorship. I will give you guides on how to protect yourself like an ethical hacker. He can do ethical hacking, but it just does not mean ethical hackers and consultants are similar. A consultant is more about that. He knows a lot of technological architectures. He knows a lot of terms, he knows a lot of ways, and so on. So he's like the jack of all trades. Then comes the administrator. So the administrator is focusing only on the administration part of the security products, how to set up the firewalls, how to manage it, how to set up endpoint detection software, right? All the security tools. So how to filter the logs, how to monitor the logs, what tools should I go and use? So this falls on the shoulders of security administrators. So you can't directly enter as a security admin. You need a lot of experience for it. Maybe as a junior administrator, you can join an organization and you can slowly build up. But yes, these roles are highly active nowadays. And then the last one is a threat hunter who specifically finds or he's used to find certain intrusions. You might have heard about the word called bug bounty. So, what is bug bounty? You learn about a particular vulnerability. You go and check every website out there in the internet and see whether that website contains that vulnerability. Once you're tired of it, you go and learn something new and you go and hunt for only that particular threat. You don't do anything else. So, a threat hunter is a very focused, narrow job who is used for proactively finding one or two intrusions mainly. So he could also be a jack of all trades, but his main job is to go and find the bugs. And if he's able to find the threads and the bugs, he will be rewarded. So it's a very niche kind of role, not like a generic common role. Great. Now let me tell you what the employees are actually looking out for. Right. So you have seen the behind the how are we defending ourselves, like AI driven solutions and so. So the same gets applied for the employees also. The skills that they're looking out for the candidates. Cloud security. If you are going to enter into the role of cybersecurity, you need to start learning about cloud and how security is postured in cloud. Go and learn about introduction to AWS. Go and learn about Azure fundamentals. Microsoft releases a certificate called Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. Learn it. And then you should have knowledge of AI and ML and security, how these algorithms work, how they produce, generic AI malwares. You need to have good communication skills. You need to know how to present. You need to have that curiosity to learn, curiosity to, start skilling yourself. Then comes the real world experience. There are many platforms like TryHackMe and Coursera and Hack the Box. Like there are many platforms like this which give you hands-on labs. Go ahead and join, make an account, learn, try to get some internships. Don't try to focus on the jobs the very first time. Try to get some experience as an intern. And once you get this intern, you will be working on a real life project when you're as an intern. Use that in your resume. And now you go ahead and apply for more jobs. People will be there who can come and pick you up just like that. So you need to know about a little bit of AI and ML, and you need to definitely know how cloud stands in this way of cybersecurity, and practice on your communication skills, the presentation skills, and also have real world experience tailored in your resume. And we at Regenesis are also having such a course where we try to teach the fundamentals on one side and also build you on with a little bit of advanced tools on how a security analyst will go and do his job in a day-to-day life. So we have two levels of course, and we are revamping the course as we speak into three levels, where we include more real-life tools, include more hands-on labs and everything. So try to discuss about that also. So this is what employers look out for, and you could be a better hired if you have everything that I've just mentioned. So cybersecurity, to summarize, is not just an IT issue, it's everybody's business. Starting from your shoe production to your computers to your mobiles, everywhere you have cybersecurity. Wherever there is data, you will require security. If there is no data, then there is no need for cybersecurity. And understand AI is on the loop. So if it is used for generating data, it should also be used for creating payloads, creating malwares, creating viruses. So with increased responsibility also comes increased danger of the same component. And last but not the least, keep learning, keep upskilling, keep practicing. So this field is a fast evolving field. What you have today might not be there tomorrow. It will evolve. So please be ready. Yes. So that's all from my side. I'm very happy to take any questions. You can post it in the chat box. We will be happy to answer.
So there are certain queries in the chat window if you could look at it.
Yeah.
It's about certification. They're asking ISC2 certificates.
So certificate of attendance, you need to contact, I think, the people who are there who sent out invites to you. They will be contacting you. You can ask them regarding the certificate of attendance and ISC2 certificate. Yes, it's a good certificate to start. It's a very fundamental certificate. It does not give you any hands-on practice, ISC2. But yes, it could be a linchpin. It could be a starting point. The slides will be shared with the team, and the team who sent out the invites to you, they can also share it with you. No problem. Yes, they can share the slides.
So there's one query. What is the difference between offensive and defensive cybersecurity?
Simple. So if you're going to be an offensive person in cybersecurity, you are going to attack the malwares. You are going to demystify the malwares before it comes to attack you. Whereas when you are a defender, you are just holding the fort. So you are waiting, or even if there are attacks that has happened, you are trying to build a product that can withstand the attack. You are getting yourself prepared, like how you have kings who build their castles and who have all the protection layers around their castles, like deep water dugouts and fire oil in the dugouts and sharp knives in the front of the castles. So that is more of a defensive nature. So you build products that can withstand any kind of attack. Whereas in offensive cybersecurity, you actively go and search for malwares and you try to demystify it and make sure you are ready. So where can we get free cyber classes or certificates? See, there are if you are going to primarily search for cybersecurity free courses, then start with YouTube first of all. Go to playlists, YouTube playlists. There are a lot of people who teach cybersecurity, but you will know when they have a playlist, it's like properly a little bit ordered. Then you can go and apply for ISC2 certificate, as somebody mentioned there. ISC2 is also giving out free certificates wherein you can learn and you have to take up the exam for around $200 or something. So yes, just search the internet, you will get a lot of resources. Join a forum, join a local community meet. So that can be a best way to learn and network. Can old students be given opportunity to do internship in Regenesis? I don't think we have a specific cybersecurity team at Regenesis who foresee the cybersecurity operations at Regenesis. So we don't provide any internship at Regenesis. Maybe you can go ahead and help out yourself by applying for internships via LinkedIn once you prepare a good profile, because the world has to see you, what you are doing. Otherwise, nobody is going to hire you. Yeah, ethical hacking. Yes, ethical hacking is more the good side of hacking. You're learning hacking, but you're going to use it for the good side. Search LinkedIn. So if you search LinkedIn, you can find a lot of junior roles. Put in the keywords like junior internship in cybersecurity, junior security analyst, junior penetration tester, like that. See, that's what I told. As a person who is a beginner, go and look for certifications because they will have structured content. ISC2, Google Cybersecurity Certificate, all these could be attained for free if you go and try to apply and maybe maybe say you can't afford the funds now to go ahead and apply for it. Yes, we can do that. From a different institution with internship. See, that's what I told. At Regenesis, at present, we are not providing any internship opportunities because we don't have a cybersecurity team where we can provide internships to you. But you can take our help, and once you join the part of Regenesis family, you will become an alumni, and we will be staying in touch with you. And you can go ahead and apply. We will be giving you work readiness session and everything. Somebody is asking the difference between red team, blue team. That's what I told. Offensive is red, defensive is blue. Then you have purple team, which is both of red and blue. As of now, these three are the main colors of teams. So do not worry about the number of teams out there. Try to see what works best for you. Are you more interested on the defensive side or the offensive side? And try to stick by it. Yeah, regarding the hospital, I think it's answered. Yes, cybersecurity is used in every government, not only in South African government. It's used all the way worldwide. So even any country you take, cybersecurity is definitely there. All the organizations, they have, all the countries, not organizations, they have started implementing cybersecurity measures for their governance. Any other webinar? So see, try to follow certain YouTube channels where if you periodically go and subscribe to those channels, they will give you information on whether they are conducting any webinars, or you can go and search YouTube for cybersecurity webinars where you can get recorded classes of recorded videos of webinars. Just go through it, learn it. You'll get a lot of idea. Yes, so we do have digital regenesis on WhatsApp. You can contact the people who contacted you, so they will be able to help you out, connect with us. Weaknesses or the things to fear in cybersecurity, that would be quantum computing. So once we have quantum computing, it will be easy to decrypt your encryptions. That whatever we are having now would be obsolete. So nowadays, what people do is people are building post quantum cryptography, which is a step ahead of quantum computing, wherein you can use post quantum cryptography techniques to build better solutions. You can get the materials of ISC2 only for after registering with ISC2. Go ahead and register with ISC2. It's free. Otherwise, you can't get the materials anywhere. Yes, military attack is a good framework. And then NIST is also a good framework. So learn about military attack framework and also not the attack military database and also the NIST framework. NIST framework is mostly applied all over. How to integrate cybersecurity infrastructure? Simple. Start implementing next generation firewalls, start implementing network security concepts, start implementing or using ethical hackers for your organization. That's it. Then you can slowly and slowly build a solution, build an architecture around it, and you can go and deploy it. Yes, at Regenesis, we do have courses that teaches you hands-on labs. AWS is free if you're a student. You can register maybe for some credits. You have to give you a credit card and you need to apply it as a free for trial, like 60 days. I don't know whether 60 days or 30 days. Who is holding cybersecurity data? I did not understand the question. So there is only data. There is not something like cybersecurity data. If you analyze the data, if you try to find patterns from the data, then that's what cybersecurity means. There is nothing called a cybersecurity data.
I think all the queries are being answered, sir. That was the last question in the chat window.
Okay. So
Thank you
this
so much.
class is going to be a routine class. So somebody's asked it in the Q&A section. So the class is going to be a routine class. You'll have 2 sessions a week if you're going to join the Regenesis course. So yes, we do teach SIEM softwares. So Bakang Molale has asked, do you implement SIEMs? Yes. So I have already answered it. Nomakoshi, just look up in the chat box once again. Try HackMe, ISC2, so Coursera, Hack the Box, everywhere. So thank you everybody for joining in today. I hope you got a small introduction to what is happening in the in the world of cybersecurity. And I hope more of you are interested also. See you all in the future if you all become part of Regenesis. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rakesh.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Dr. Lakesh.